is going to repeat, particularly here in the area of foreign policy. That's why running around the world apologizing for America. We're not exceptional. We're not a superpower. We only exist because we stole all these things from all these other people and countries. It's about time that we found out what it's like to live the way we've made all these other poor people around the country and the world live. But there's a problem. It's a problem of logic. Obama has, and the Democrats, they have to reconcile the contradiction of two imperatives. Because on the one hand, as a leftist, he despises the country. But on the other hand, as president, he's judged by how well the country does during his tenure. Sad to say, folks, that a very large percentage of Americans do not see Barack Obama as someone who despises the United States. They just see him as wrong. Policies are bad, wrong. They don't see, because people don't want to look at their president that way. People don't want to think that a man who despises the country has actually been elected president of it. But people who have courage and the guts to admit reality, you and I, know full well, Mr. Pipes here, know full well that as a leftist, as a Democrat, Obama despises the country, but he's president. And he's judged by how well the country fares during his tenure. This is the dichotomy between did he fail or succeed. Now, I wanted him to fail, meaning I didn't want socialism to succeed. I did not want him to succeed in doing what he's done. In my view, Obama has succeeded. He didn't fail. A lot of other people, though, who are not nearly as into this as you and I, look at Obama and think he has failed. His policies to create jobs haven't created jobs, when in fact his policies never were to create jobs. The economy hasn't grown. All of his efforts to grow the economy haven't worked. It's a shame. He doesn't have one policy that's designed to grow the economy. Every policy he has is designed to grow government and shrink the economy. And yet, he's got to get reelected. What does he do? Okay, what he's done is cast aside the other hand. He's got this dilemma or conundrum. On the one hand, he hates the country. On the other hand, he's got to get reelected. He's got to make people look like or think that he's trying to improve it. That's what he's thrown away now. That's what this New York Times story. He's not going to run for reelection on the premise that his policies, if given more time, will improve the country. That his policies will create jobs. He's going to go out and say so. But what they're admitting now, with this New York Times story and what Patrick from Charleston, West Virginia is saying, the tipping point, what they're admitting now is that they're going to be elected. Obama wants to be reelected by people who capitalize on the country failing. Because when the country fails, the government succeeds. The government, that's the only way it can happen. Country fails, government grows. Government grows and gives away to people that don't work. That's who Obama's going out trying to make his winning coalition, that and his super-educated elites. But working white voters are no longer wanted. Working white voters are no longer targeted. That means that he's not going to make much pretense at all of trying to be reelected on the basis that his policies will make it better for working people. Because what do working people want to improve? They want more jobs. They want raises. They want greater economic activity. Obama's essentially saying that's not what you're going to get from me. What you're going to get from me is slower economy, smaller economy, bigger government, more entitlement, more giveaways, so forth and so on. Occupy Wall Street. That's my constituency group. Because they understand, this really is a hell of a conundrum to have. In your heart, you despise the country. But as president, you're judged on whether or not you're doing any good for it. Okay, so they're throwing that out. They're not even going to make any pretense now that what they're doing is good for the country. Well, take it back. They are going to make an effort to define this being a great country by how many people it provides for, who will choose on their own not to work. That's going to be the new definition of national greatness. How compassionate is the government? How big is the government? How many people can the government take care of? That's the transformation. Obama let it slip last week that he ran for president for the Occupy Wall Street crowd. He's admitting this over and over again. And he's not concerned about the judgment of history. He's concerned about the judgment of his liberal peers, future liberal historians. That's his audience. That's who he hopes to receive accolades from. The Democrats know that people who believe government will give them everything from food and shelter to cars, healthcare, televisions can always be trusted to vote for even more government. That's what the Democrats know. That's what they've been angling for. That's where they think they've arrived. Democrats, Obama, obviously think they can win re-election with that coalition of people. We shall see.